We are back in my kitchen for another beauty routine introduction. It is a very overcast day today, so I'm hoping that everything's in focus and sharp, but if it's not, I apologize. Also, I don't know if you can tell from my look. Okay, this is ridiculous. I wouldn't actually leave the house looking like this. This is a 90s inspired look, and I feel like a rejected Spice Girl right now. I don't know how I feel about this, though my husband did tell me I look really cute. So I am also going to be test driving two new, for me, 100% pure products. One of them is this beautiful semi-matte finish foundation. It is their water foundation, which so far I'm really liking. This has a great coverage, great consistency, but it's not obvious. You know, I don't feel like I'm wearing a full coverage foundation. This feels really nice on my skin, actually. So in addition to the foundation, I'm also going to be demoing a brand new, for me, blush, Mimosa. It's this healthy, iridescent coral that I have on the high points of my cheeks, but I'm actually wearing two blushes and two lipsticks from 100% Pure. So let's go upstairs to my beauty room and I will show you how I created this 90s inspired, vegan, cruelty-free, green beauty makeup look. All right, let's get things started with the skincare that I use to prep my skin. On my face, I used a combination of the Josie Maran 100% Pure Argan Oil mixed with 2 pumps of the Coola Sunless Tan Anti-Aging Face Serum. I've been using this Sunless Tanner for years. Wouldn't mind trying out another one just because I find it a tiny bit on the drying side, but mixing these two together is magic. It creates a really nice, dewy, natural look, and then your skin just eventually gets more tanned over the course of the day. Using the argan oil definitely helps counteract the drying effect of this, but if you guys have any recommendations for facial tanners that are cruelty-free and vegan, please drop them down in the comment section so that I can check it out. Not that I don't love this one, I've been using it for years, but I really wouldn't mind trying out a few other options. On my body, I have done a little bit of sunless tan as well. I used the Josie Maran Argan Liquid Gold Self-Tanning Oil. This stuff I've been using for years. I'm actually pretty happy with it. It's super easy to apply, and to make sure that it goes on evenly, I like to use a big body brush to apply it. I'm not actually sure if that's the purpose of this brush, if it's meant to be used on the body, but I like using a big dense brush like this to apply it and buff it in, because I just find that it ends up more precise. I don't actually use the mitt that comes with these tanning drops, which I think is a bit wasteful. If you guys have any recommendations for self-tanners that you really like, let me know about those as well, because I would love to check them out since summer is right around the corner. So I just pinned my hair back so that you guys can see what I'm doing a bit better. One last thing I want to point out to you guys is that I've been mixing my own blend of nourishing body oil, and that's what I've used all over my skin today, which is giving it this really nice, healthy, hydrated look. So if you're curious what that is, it is a custom blend that I make myself. So let's jump into this makeup. I'm going to be using a lot of products from 100% Pure today. I'm starting off with their Luminous Primer. Supposedly, this primer is supposed to pair perfectly with the foundation that I'm trying out today. So we'll see how that goes. Stuff is nice and tacky. I like to warm it up with my fingertips, and then I just press it in to the areas of my face where I have really large pores. I don't like to apply this everywhere. I like to use it sparingly. I'm gonna pop a little bit on my eyelids and under my eyes to hopefully help some of the eye products that I'm gonna use stay in place, but I'll let you know if that actually works out or if it's a horrible mistake. So while I'm letting the primer dry down, because you do want to let it like sink into your skin and dry a bit before you move on to any future steps, I want to tell you guys a little bit about this foundation. It's the Fruit-Pigmented Water Foundation. It's supposed to be full coverage but also hydrating. I've tried a few samples of this foundation and I was very impressed by it. It is truly a full coverage. I found I didn't need to do any concealer on my acne spots or scars, so we'll see if that is still the case with the full-size product. Before I go in with the foundation, I am going to do a little bit of color correcting. This is the same color corrector you see me use in the past few videos. It's the Second Skin Corrector in the shade Apricot. It's also by 100% Pure. So I like to apply the color corrector just in the inner corners of my eyes, and I press it in like so over this sunspot, which is diminishing under my right eye. And then I also do my nostrils because I have a lot of broken capillaries just under the base of my nose here. And it's nice to conceal those a little bit. Because I'm going for a little bit of a 90s look today, I'm going to do more of like a matte full foundation look, which I haven't done in a really long time. As someone who grew up in the 90s, I kind of have a love-hate relationship with the aesthetic from that era, especially the makeup, because I really didn't know how to do makeup back then. But yeah, I want to be a little inspired by the makeup that I grew up with in the 90s. So just to make sure that I keep my color palette on point, I have already applied a wash of this lipstick. This is a lip glaze by 100% Pure in the shade Sultry. I love this color. This is easily one of my favorite lipstick shades. And it's funny because the swatch on the website, it looks like a murky brown. So I wasn't even sure what I was gonna get when I ordered it, but it's a warm amber toned peach with a tiny bit of like brown or cinnamon undertone to it. I thought it might be perfect for this 90s look. So I wanted to make sure that I pop that on my lips first so that I keep the rest of my makeup look cohesive. Because this is a test run of this foundation, I'm not going to apply any other concealers beyond that color corrector. I want to like jump right into this foundation and see if it can cover, all of these, discoloration marks I have around my face, as well as some of these scars along my jawline. We'll see how that goes. So normally I would do, like a cream foundation here on my under eyes, but I want to see how the foundation performs on its own. I have a damp beauty sponge here, and it's a pump style applicator. I'll show you guys up close just in case you're curious. Oh, I love a clean pump. I'm always so hesitant to do that first squirt because the makeup is gonna go all over the place. It'll never look this clean again. Come on. Ooh. All right. The texture is kind of like gel-like. It's like a gel cream. It's also slightly watery. It does remind me of the Ilia True Skin Serum Foundation. I'm sorry if you can hear those seagulls outside. I cracked my window open. Let me just close that so you don't hear birds in the background the whole time. This foundation is applying so nice. It is actually very similar to the Ilia True Skin Serum Foundation, which I love. Yeah, it's nice and light. Yeah, that has good coverage. So that was just a first application, one layer. I can already tell that a lot of those acne spots along my jaw are really well concealed. It looks nice, but it doesn't look cakey either. It looks really natural. Wow. It's like my skin, but porcelainized. Porcelain skin. Sorry if you can hear my husband stomping around and slamming doors. That's just how he is. He likes to make his presence known by being loud. All over the damn place. So going in with the second application. That looks really good, actually. Yeah. And I've noticed with a lot of the 100% pure foundations that they do dry down to be a little more matte. Right now it's almost like a semi-matte. There's a bit of sheen to it. Looks really good though. I'm gonna try applying just a wee bit more under my eyes to see if I can get a little bit more full coverage there. Holy crap, this is applying really nicely. I'm kind of shocked. I know that 100% Pure has been experimenting with foundation and concealer formulas for quite a while, and I feel like they just nailed it with this formula. This is incredible. I mean, I would say this is comparable to some of the bigger conventional beauty brand foundations that I've tried, like Charlotte Tilbury, Giorgio Armani, Dior. This is a really good foundation. Wow, I really like this. And it still looks like my skin, which is something that I didn't like about one of the previous foundations that I tried from 100% Pure. It looked too dry. It looked too like obvious that I was wearing foundation, which some people like. Some people like that really matte look. But if you like that like your skin but perfection sort of look, this might just be your foundation. Oh, like I didn't tell you guys what shade I'm wearing. That's something you need to know. I'm wearing the Neutral 2.0 shade. And they had a wide color range in this foundation release, which I give them kudos for. Because a lot of the natural foundation companies, they don't have a wide range of shades. And everyone should be doing that. There's no excuses not to. This does come in a wide range of shades. I like the undertone to this. This is my skin color. It's the same color as my neck. That's crazy. I've been buying natural foundations for years, and I don't think I've found a color that matched as well as this does ever before. I am very impressed with this so far. So I don't want to cover this foundation up too much because I want to be able to judge the finish of it. It's already drying down to be a little bit more on the matte side, which is good. My skin is naturally combination. My face produces a good amount of sebum over the course of the day, so I don't like anything that's too oily or dewy already because my skin is already dewy on its own. I don't have overly dry skin. What I am going to do is go in with a little bit of the 100% Pure Bamboo Blur Powder just to minimize my pores even more to see if I can get that like airbrushed look. I'm using the shade Medium. This is an example of a product that could benefit from having a wider shade range because this is medium, and as you can see, you know, I'm kind of on the pale side, so I feel like they could increase their color range for this product because it is quite good. You know, if you have large pores, this is a great product. It does minimize them quite a bit, the appearance of them. And it's nice because it also acts as a bit of a setting powder, you know? So if you're prone to oil, like I am, this is a nice product to just apply over top of your foundation and concealers. So I'm just going in with this really wide, dense kabuki brush. Kabuki style brush, I guess. It's not a true kabuki brush. And I'm pressing it into the areas of my face that I know get super oily. And I also just want to like make sure everything stays in place. So I'm just covering anywhere I've applied that foundation just lightly. Again, I don't want my face to look cakey. And one last step, I'm gonna go in near my hairline because my scalp also gets super oily like the rest of my face. Just an ongoing battle. Me against my own grease. Sounds so gross. Moving on. So keeping with the theme of the 90s, people were not into their eyebrows back then. I mean, not like we are now. And if they were, it was in a like destroy your eyebrows kind of way where people overplucked. I'm glad that we're past that because frankly, I have a lot of eyebrow hair, so that was not a good trend for me. I'm gonna try to keep it minimal with my brows today. I'm gonna try to make them a little more thin even if I'm able to. And I'm not gonna do any highlighting because we really didn't highlight back in the 90s. I'm saying we, like, you know, I was consciously part of that movement. I was just copying what I saw in magazines and on TV, but we really didn't have highlighters back then commercially available, so most people weren't wearing them. But what I am going to do is apply a little bit of contour, not because contour was something people did a lot in the 90s, but because people were really obsessed with that size 0 look that was super unattainable and unhealthy to a lot of people, and I'm also glad we're past that. But what I'm going to do is just emphasize my cheekbones a little bit by going in with a bronzer. This is a matte bronzer. It's by 100% Pure as well. It's their Cocoa Pigmented bronzer, and this is the shade Cocoa Kissed. Anytime you're doing like a sculpting effect on your cheeks, you want to start at the tragus, which is this little bit of your ear that sticks out right here, this little useless piece. And you want to kind of aim to start there and move towards the corner of your mouth. I'm also going to do under my jawline a bit to make it look like I'm thinner than I actually am. I know I said this in the last video already, but I like to think of my face kind of similar to a canvas or an illustration where you can really work with highlight and shadow to bring things forward and, you know, slightly tweak your existing features, like this lizard throat thing I have going on. I can kind of minimize that with bronzer. This foundation is drying down so nice. I'm really happy with it. I'm gonna quickly fill in my brows a wee bit. I'm not gonna make them too thick, which is what I usually go for. I'm actually gonna try to minimize them a little bit. Now you could go in with a foundation and, you know, like paint over your brow hairs, but my hair is just too thick for that, so I'm not going to even attempt to paint over them. I'm using the Hint Beauty brow definer in taupe, and I'm going to try to make my eyebrows a little more rounded than I usually do. You know, everyone has things that stand out to them about a certain decade, and I know that when we think 90s makeup, I think one of the first things that everyone remembers is those really like deep brown, berry toned, vampy lipstick looks with the visible lip liner. That was definitely a strong look, but I think the thing that I remember the most vividly is the other side of 90s makeup, which was really light, really pastel, and really girly. So I'm talking about those super glossy lip glosses that had glitter in them, pastel eyeshadows in every color you can imagine, especially like baby blue and lilac. So that's kind of the look I'm gonna channel today, but I do wanna mix in, ooh, drop my brush, a few other trends as well. I love that people are using makeup a little bit more these days to celebrate their natural features. You know, they wanna look like themselves, not necessarily somebody else, and I think that's great. I'm just gonna try to keep my brows laying a little more horizontally. I'm just using a little bit of the green tea brow fiber, whatever it's called. Green tea fiber brow builder, I think is what this product's called. You can see I've used it so much that all of the packaging, all the print has come off, but I actually have a brand new one that I haven't cracked open right here. I'm not gonna open this one today because this can be really intense and I don't want an intense brow today. So I'll be saving that for another day. Brows are finished. And next, I think I wanna do my lips. I just feel so strange not having finished lips. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go in with two colors. They are both in the peach family with a brown undertone because I don't want to go like totally 90s brown. Just want to hint at it, make it a little more modern. So I'll be using the shade Bee Balm mixed in with a little bit of that sultry color that I initially laid down. And I'm going to use Bee Balm in the corners of my mouth, and I'm going to use sultry right in the middle to create that really juicy, plump lip to kind of wink at the glosses from the 90s without being too obvious about it. I love this shade Bee Balm. This is from the, was it pomegranate, Fruit-Pigmented pomegranate oil anti-aging lipstick. This is an older line from 100% Pure, but I love the formula because it's so hydrating. Makes your lips look super fat and juicy. So I do like this line a lot, but I think I actually like their lip glazes a little more. They're a little more convenient. I love the slim, streamlined design. Like, these are just so adorable. I love these. I'm probably gonna purchase more. Again, this is the shade Sultry. It's got that beautiful like hint of 90s brown mixed with an amber peachy color and a hint of like salmon pink. Oh, it's just perfect. Again, I'm going in the center of my lips with this. It's a bit of an ombre lip. It's super easy. That is amazing. I love that color combo. It's just super juicy. I love juicy lips. I feel like I might contour my nose a little bit. Again, not a 90s thing, just a Natalie thing. Something that I like to do. Just buffing that out because I don't want an obvious nose contour. That would kind of kill this whole look. All right, so that's a subtle slimming of my nose. Did I have lipstick on my teeth that whole time? Sorry guys, I know that's gross. I actually have another new product from 100% Pure. This is another one of their Fruit Pigmented blushes. This is my third, and it is the shade Mimosa. This color has been sold out for so long, and I finally got my hands on it. I love this shade. I know it looks super neon on camera, and it's kind of neon and intimidating in person, not gonna lie, but if you put this on your cheeks, it is like, I don't know, I know I've used the word like juicy way too many times already in this video, but this shade makes your cheeks look juicy, and I'm all about that right now. Just to compare really quickly, because I know most of you guys also purchase your 100% Pure products online. Oh my god, there's an awful sound. But just to compare Mimosa to some other shades that are similar, I also have Peach. So Mimosa, Peach, and then I also have Pretty Naked. Now, let me see if I'm able to get all three of these together for you guys. So again, Mimosa is at the very top. Pretty Naked is under my pinky, and then at the very front here we have Peach. That's how those all look in comparison to each other. They are similar, but different. So if you like peachy toned blushes, the three of these are amazing. Pretty Naked over here on this side. This is probably your most versatile. You could wear this to work. It's gonna go with a lot of shades. It's got like more of a mauve, brown, cinnamon undertone to it, just hinting at it. Very versatile, looks really good on medium to pale melanin pigmentations, such as my own. Peach is a little bit of like, if Pretty Naked and Mimosa had a love child, it would be Peach. Peach is a really healthy color without being too obvious. It would look great on more medium to darker pigmented skins. Beautiful on me when I'm tan, can be a little too intense when I'm super pale. And then Mimosa is a little bit more of like a neon, tropical, obvious blush color, but again, it just makes your face look so healthy the instant you apply it. These two together, Peach and Mimosa, these blend together beautifully. Peach is also good if you want more of that like tropical beachy look. And then Mimosa is great if you kind of want something that almost like lifts and highlights your cheeks. Beautiful color for that. So enough blabbering from me. I'm gonna apply a little bit of this blush and show you guys what I mean. So what I'm gonna do first is I'm going to apply a very thin wash of Peach first, just to give myself a good base. In the 90s, there was like not a great selection of blushes. Like I just remember things being either like cotton candy pink or grandma looking. Like there were just not flattering blush tones in the 90s from what I remember. But what I do remember was a lot of really saturated pink blushes, at least, you know, as a teenager. So my memory was probably pretty limited to what, you know, I could afford and what my friends were wearing, but we were wearing a lot of blush that was, I don't know, too pink, I think is a safe way to put it. I'm concentrating Peach in the centers of my cheeks. I have a tendency to bring my blushes up because that's just what I like to do. I'm gonna try to not do that too much today to make it look a little more decade appropriate. And I'm also using this beautiful powder brush by Fenty Beauty. It's not a blush brush, but I have pretty large cheeks, so this works just fine for me to apply blush in a nice large surface area. A little bit on the forehead and nose. Now I want to go in and do a more concentrated application of Mimosa to show you guys how pretty this color is. So I'm using a different blush brush. Yeah, are you able to see that? It almost has this like ethereal highlighting effect built in. Do you see that? It's got a bit of a sheen. See that? That's really pretty. Wow, wow. Now that is vibrant. I would not be able to wear that to the office, but that's okay. We're not doing an office look today. I'm also keeping this on the higher side of my cheek because otherwise it might look a little insane. Oh my gosh. So that is both of the shades on. You can really see how playful Mimosa is. You know, you could just apply that on bare skin and that's a look in itself. I'm already feeling really 90s right now with all this blush and this pink because I don't usually wear too much pink myself. Also, I think I've mentioned this to you guys before, but if you ever apply too much blush or too much bronzer, go in with a clean brush that either has a foundation color or a setting powder. And you can just pat that out, diffuse the color. You can always undo it a little bit. This is fun, actually. I should do more themed makeup with you guys. So I was going through my makeup the other day, and this is kind of what inspired this whole like 90s look. And I have this palette from Pacifica. It's the, what is it called? Power of Love palette. Super cute. The whole palette itself is recyclable. Now, I don't think they make this palette anymore, but there's this shade in particular. This palette is so beat up. That little blue shade here. It's so 90s. It's that like robin's egg, baby blue with a bit of teal, and it goes on. You see that? Listen, 90s eyeshadow was not very precise unless you were doing that like dramatic crease look. And that's not what I'm doing today. I want to just kind of wash this out. I want to do a pale pastel, unprecise eye look. Something about blue eyeshadow that's very 90s. And I am going to be going in and creating a really dramatic winged eye to go with this whole thing, which is another super 90s thing. If I wanted to do something fun, I could go in with this pale yellow. Oh, that would be fun. Let me just diffuse this a bit because I don't want to look too, what's the word? Trampy? Just using this nude color at the far corner to diffuse that blue a bit. This is just like, I don't know if I'm like scarred from the 90s or what it is, but I'm always shy about blue eyeshadow. Also, I used to be platinum blonde for so long, so there was something about the blonde hair and the blue eyeshadow. I was like, I can't do it. But now that my hair is brown, I feel a little more comfortable. Of course, you guys do you, right? Like, just because I'm not comfortable with it doesn't mean you need to also be uncomfortable. And it is something that I'm trying to get over a bit, my fear of blue eyeshadow. Just to keep this crazy train going, I'm also adding gold on the underside of my lid and into my waterline. I am gonna do a dramatic black winged liquid look, and I'm gonna be using the Evio Beauty longest lasting black eyeliner for that. I'm gonna try to show you it, but I know that I also am not good at filming myself when I'm doing winged eyeliner, so we'll give it a shot, see how it goes. If not, I may turn the camera off and come back in a second with both sides done. I'm also using the 100% pure eyeliner brush for this. I'm going to try my best to replicate this symmetrically on the other side. I'll check in with you guys after I do that. All right, so I had to go a little more dramatic with my eyeliner look to get them symmetrical because yes, I messed it up, but that's okay. I did go in and clean up a little bit around my eyes. Tried to push my eyebrows up a bit to make them more like 90s-esque. I'm also using a nude eyeliner to just tidy up my under eyebrow area, my brow bone area. Maybe that's what I'm trying to say. I also threw on some mascara. I'm just gonna change really quickly and show you guys the final look. I feel like any true 90s girl look would be incomplete without a good statement barrette, but you know what? I'm just gonna use bobby pins to pin my hair back a little bit here. So this is the finished 90s inspired clean beauty makeup look. Let me know what you think about this look. Final verdict on the water foundation from 100% Pure. This stuff is incredible. The finish on this is so beautiful. It just melted into my skin and it looks like my real skin, and it managed to cover pimples, acne marks, acne scars. Overall, I'm very, very happy with this foundation. If you've been looking for a clean alternative to your foundation, the water foundation may be a great one to check out, especially if you like more of a full coverage, somewhat matte finish. I did use the luminous primer underneath, so you can see there's there's some life coming through. It's not too matte, it's not too flat. And then of course finishing with that bamboo blur powder kind of gave me that really nice porcelain skin look. Thank you guys so much for watching. For even more on ethical luxury, please tap the subscribe button so that you don't miss my next video. I would love to see you at the next one. I hope that you have a great rest of your day, wherever it is in the world that you are located. And yeah, that's it for me. I'm gonna go eat. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.